factory stock. Lane 1 is GC Racing, the MTI with Willie Cabeza and Throttleman Grant Bruggeman. Lane 2 is Meade Family Racing, another MTI. The entry says Caleb Meade driving, John Tomlinson throttling, but John Tomlinson just texted me. He's going to be on the wheel teaching Caleb how to throttle the boat during the race.
How about that? Yeah.
And then Jackhammer, the 38 Valor Cat built in Dubai with owner-driver Reese Langheim, Julian Maldonado on the throttles.
So you see the orange smoke. Obviously, it means the boats are told to get ready to get set and get into starting position. GC Racing is the high point leader in the national standings heading into today's race.
Meade Family is not far behind, I don't believe.
Not too far, not at all. Get a chance to get our lineup of Mod V boats that are out here while we have an opportunity, because these boats will get ready to get started here. They're very fast. Speeds up to 125 miles an hour, almost as fast as Super Cats.
So lane 1 for Mod V is Speed Marine, Kyle Miller and Jay Waltman. Lane 2, Statement X Insurance, JJ Turk, Nick Buis. Lane 3, X Insurance Safe Cash. Lane 4, El Bandido Tequila. Lane 5 is boatfloater.com, and we will get some of the names and backstories of those boats once we're covering the Mod Vs during the race. We want to make sure we don't miss this start.
These boats come out of the mold. They cannot be modified. We have marine technology hulls and a Valor Cat, which is a little bit longer. That's on the outside and on the right side of your screen here, paired with the Mercury Racing 500R engines. These boats have got the green flag and the race is on. So you see GC Racing and Meade Family Racing running side by side. Appears that Jackhammer got the inside lane. Oh, that's right, they're coming southbound, pardon me. GC's got the inside lane.
Yeah, let's see, and they defended it well yesterday. If the names sound familiar and if the livery looks familiar, they won the Class 1 race yesterday from the pole position.
Right, looking right down the tunnels. These are very wide body catamaran, 72-inch tunnels that they compress the air down. And GC on the left side of your screen, Meade to the right.
Let's see how Caleb and Johnny do in the roll reversal going into their first turn together. I wonder if they were in those positions when they were testing this morning.
Take the first turn on the south end of the course, 3-pin turn, and GC has the lead. Driving to the inside now, Jackhammer.
Yeah, the combination in this boat, Julian Maldonado and Reese Langheim, lots of seat time together, and they're not shy about taking an inside line. So
GC Racing has the lead. Remember, they raced yesterday in Pro Class 1 and took a first place finish. Willie Cabeza and Grant Bruggeman from Grant's Signature Racing in Bradenton, Florida. Veteran throttleman and crew chief, working up and down the classes. We look now at our start of Mod V teams, the naturally aspirated single engine boats that range from 29 extreme hulls to 32-foot Phantoms.
And the only one I could tell was Speed Marine way on the inside because of that bright green paint job. I'm not sure where everybody else is, or let's see.
They're just coming up to
them up here.
Their official start here. Appears they have been released, and gives the boats a good amount of water to kind of spread out before they all dive into the turn, Eric. And Speed Marine
and X Insurance Statement are running basically side by side. Then a few lanes out is El Bandido Tequila with owner Steve Miklos on the throttles and Stephen Furman driving.
It's good to see El Bandido stuck to the water.
Yes, much better than the last time we saw them.
Catapult corkscrew through the air, 20 feet high. And fortunately, Steve Furman not injured in that.
We just saw a whole lot of the top of Speed Marine taking the inside lane in that turn. Let's make sure that we don't see anything.
Checking out our overall leader, factory stock 500. That's GC Racing.
39 MTI. One of the boats of choice in this class the last couple of years.
On the chase on the inside is the 40-foot Valor from Manatee Marine. Reese Lingheim and Julian Maldonado.
This should be the end of lap 1 for them.
Turn that lap at 2 minutes 55 seconds, 107 miles an hour. Jackhammer in second, Mead Family Racing in third, leading lap number 1.
There's a good look overhead at the new Valor Cat.
It's the longest of the boats that race in factory stock, 40 feet. Jackhammer 3 seconds back of the leader, and Mead Family 6 seconds back with Caleb Mead on the throttles and John Tomlinson on the wheel. You heard us right. First time. So look at the boat from Manatee Marine.
Got a good attitude. It's carrying well.
So if you're new to offshore powerboat racing, these catamarans pack air down the tunnel, compress air, get as much lift as they can. The idea is to keep the nose down but not stuck to the water. You want to see the rear quarter of the boat touching the water. As much as they can get it out of the water and not let it fly, that's how they get their top speeds. It's tricky when they get in the bump.
Yep.
And the throttlement really comes into play. Good shot of Mead Family Racing out of Texas. Watch our...
Let's see how they do through the turn here. If Reese tries to get aggressive. No, he's taking a wide line. Willie's defending well in the GC Racing, driving that boat. I talked to Grant Puggaman yesterday and said with all the test time they do and running the 2 boats together, it's like they have a full season in 6 months because they test a lot.
Jackhammer was slowing up a little bit. I think they may have had a guardian issue there. Saw them maneuvering, trying to dive to the inside, and then they came off the throttles. Here's your leader, GC Racing.
And Mead Family is coming up on the inside of Jackhammer now. Looks like they're going to take second place. Let's see when they come down to the finish line here at the end of lap 2. Yep, Mead Family is pulled ahead. So it looks like Caleb Mead's a pretty quick study on the throttles.
Jackhammer definitely backed off a little bit. They seem to be back up to speed, though. They look like they're running, but Mead may be pulling from them as well. And if you're new to powerboat racing, these teams, they want to try and stay out of the aerated water, the churn that's trailing the boat in front of them. And you'll see Mead Family here, they kind of go to the inside of that. Sometimes you got to dip through the wake and get to the inside. Jackhammer 8 seconds back of the leader. Mead Family 5 seconds back of GC Racing, who is leading in factory stock here. Speed Marine has the lead in Mod V off camera. XINSURANCE in second, and El Bandido in third. 3-second lead for Speed Marine.
But GC Racing, it looks like they have the factory stock race in command right now.
Got that boat flying just right. But still, as we get a shot now back at our Mod V boats, they're all within 7 seconds of the leader, which is Speed Marine out of Brick, New Jersey. There we are on top of that 29 Extreme, powered by Speed Marine's powerful engine.
They build their own motors
throttle for wheelman Kyle Miller.
Oh, but JJ Turk doing what JJ does, taking the inside line. Let's see if he can shorten up the course for him.
XINSURANCE in second, El Bandido with Steve Miklos, Stephen Furman in third. Finishing up lap number 2, and
now the factory stock boats are getting caught up in the traffic from the Mod Vs. But El Bandido is pulling alongside right now, inside of everybody. So it'll be interesting to see if he has to come back out at all to make the buoy to not miss anything. But Stephen Furman certainly hasn't gotten shy after their inside lane maneuver that upended them at a previous race.
So as Eric mentioned, looks like we're going to at some point have some traffic when the faster catamaran boats are going to be coming up on these V-bottoms. About 20-25 miles per hour difference between those boats. And here they come.
At GC Racing, the faster boats are supposed to pass on the outside when there's multiple classes on the course at the same time. They're doing just that. But in these classes, they usually do have spotters on land telling them, hey, so-and-so's coming up. And so the Mod V teams will have their spotters telling them, yeah, the faster boats, the factory stock boats are coming up, so just keep an eye open.
GC used that traffic to their advantage. Look at Miklos turning sharply and staying close to the pin, trying to make up some distance on XINSURANCE and Speed Marine. But that traffic really helped out GC Racing, as now Me Family's got to get around these boats.
That's Safe Cash. That's the 32 Phantom XINSURANCE Safe Cash. So they would probably be fourth. Boat Floater off the pace compared to what we've been seeing most of this year.
Boat Floaters had a very successful season. The last year they campaigned their boat, Safe Cash. And then Boat Floater, that's a 2004 Mark Spades built Extreme. Father and son team from Sarasota, Steve and Stephen Kildaw, and they'll have a new boat from Britt Lilly's LSP Powerboats in Arnold, Maryland, a new 29 Extreme debuts next year. And a real battle going on in Mod V here, with XINSURANCE pulling up on side of your leader, Speed Marine, and nosing ahead here. And look at El Bandido inside, heading for the pin. So Speed Marine falls back.
Yeah, this is...
and now into third.
It looks like this is at the north end of the court? No, south.
Yeah, it's at the north end, pretty sure. Yes.
Okay.
And you can see the wash of the factory stock boats and almost onto his side.
Yep.
Nick Buis and JJ Turk and gonna have to try and get out of that churn from those factory stock boats once they get around that third pin.
But they have taken the lead.
Yeah.
Speed Marine just went way wide. It makes you wonder if maybe they're not having an issue, or they just got caught in the junk, all the wakes and everything, and they didn't have a choice.
See, pretty calm. It's a little bit of a chop with an outgoing tide right now here in Clearwater, Florida. And here comes our leader in factory stock, GC Racing. Turn that lap unofficially 112.9.
And Willie Cabeza just getting better and better with experience behind the wheel.
Our Mod V boats are following behind the top three. GC with a 10-second lead over Mead Family and 14 over Jackhammer. Overhead now, the XINSURANCE Helicam.
Whoa.
And
Yes, El Bandido just got past XINSURANCE.
they got out of shape there.
Yeah, everybody did. But now it looks like El Bandido at the end of I've got the end of lap 3, just took the lead.
Went from third to first.
There's definitely an element of needing to get back on the horse for the Steven team.
So look at that. Steve Miklos, Stephen Furman. And the
Checking
only-
out. No, they're not checking out by any means.
No, but they have the lead.
Yes, they do.
Over the defending world champion in Mod V.
Yep.
Those are both 29 extremes. In fact, all 3 boats at the top of the field so far are all extreme hulls, and you got to wonder what happened with Speed Marine as they fell off the pace here. It's still holding on to third, and after their incident a few weeks ago, these guys are trying to get this boat running. They got Scorpion power in.
Yep. And they tried to restart it after their corkscrew move, but thought better of it. And then the safety team basically came over and said, when you've done something like that, you're going to get checked out.
And boy, you could see the slop in the water there from all of the boats that
the aerated water and but the Steven have this one. The boat looks good. The balance looks good. I know Scott Porte had to make a couple of small repairs to the bottom.
That's right.
Because the boat did land on its bottom, which was the best thing that could have happened in that incident.
The Steve Miklos always takes it over to Scott. Scott has his Porte patented running surface, the Porte's running surface on that boat.
The only one in the class with that. And that was the last, if I'm correct, that's the last Mark Spates built.
That's right.
Extreme.
And it was the first one with the new deck on top. Me Family Racing 10 seconds behind GC Racing, 13 seconds behind his jackhammer as GC Racing continues to lead and continue to turn laps at 112 plus.
Yeah, here's Speed Marine. They don't look like they're like anything's wrong. They just got past. So we'll check with them later.
Bandido, Yankee Tequila continuing to lead. Speed Marine back to third after leading the first couple of laps here.
It's not like Jay Walton's not usually at a loss for words, so they're a great interview. So I'm sure they'll tell us everything that happened. But
these boats deploy big racing tabs astern.
Yep. They have the trim tabs, and many of them have them straight across rather than in line with the V. It's more of a preference thing, but you can see the tabs. Those are I believe those are 380S K-planes made by Mercury Racing. The 280s are the shorter ones.
Now El Bandido has
pulled out.
They've distanced themselves. This boat here is poised to win the national championship with its performance up to this race.
Kind of their home waters with Nick Buis coming from Madeira Beach.
Back to boatfloater.com. This boat, one of the original 6 Smart Space Generation 1 boats that was built. And again, the Kildaws will be upgrading to a boat built by Britt Lilly. With all of his modern build.
Lilly sport boats.
Yeah, building sport boats. He's actually putting his first performance boat together soon.
Yep.
JJ Turk and
Nick Buis. Owner of Statement Marine.
JJ Turk, Turk Family Racing has come up through the bracketed class races. There goes GC Racing continuing to lead.
I have that as completing the halfway point for factory stock, lap 5.
It's lap 5.
I think.
GC Racing, they've got that boat running just beautifully today.
Now it's just a matter of keeping it going to complete the laps. Need Family You want to say comfortably in second, but Jackhammer's only 4 seconds behind, so.
The family 10 seconds off the pace of GC Racing, moving to the center, towards the center of your screen. Wide shot. You see the spectator fleet there on the west side of the course. And now back to the XINSURANCE Helicam. We'll try and get a shot of our leaders here for you. And there you see El Bandido Yankee Tequila
This should
stretching
be the end
out
of,
their
this,
lead.
This should be the end of their 4th lap, I believe.
Steve Miklos, Stephen Furman. Inside that cockpit, they have quite a bit of technology, gathering data. They have IMUs in there. Pulled a 24G mark at a Key West race a couple of years ago. Some really rough water. Of course, these boats bounce pretty hard.
Yes, they do. Being so narrow.
Engines very much in the category of the Super Cats, naturally aspirated. You can build your own engines. XINSURANCE 7.5 seconds behind El Bandido. Speed Marine 11 seconds off the pace of the leader.
XINSURANCE and El Bandido both run Scorpion engines. And Speed Marine builds its own power. Tyler Crockett is another popular engine builder for this class.
XINSURANCE, Statement Marine. You know, Statement Marine, Mark Spates worked with Nick Buis early in the day, and Mark Spates' fingerprints are all over the Statement Marine V-bottom still to this day.
Yeah, no,
Late Mark Spates, a real genius in boat building.
it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I hear Statement has a 396 catamaran, which would be right in the length range for factory stock. It'll be interesting to see if we see a Statement catamaran in that class in the future. But Nick and JJ will be back out later in the XINSURANCE North Pro Class 1 boat. But wow. What a lead that these two have built up.
And they came from outside. I think they they weren't completely outside, but they were one lane off.
Yeah, they were lane 4 of 5.
GC Racing has just come through again, and they continue to hold a pretty steady lead over both boats in front of them. Overhead from the XINSURANCE Helicam, the El Bandido Yankee Tequila 29 Extreme. Steve Miklos, Stephen Furman won a world championship a couple of years back in Key West, and we'd like to get back there again.
Yeah, they pour the tequila in the coconut. Went from Mr. Coconut when they get on the podium. So.
4th and 5th, boatfloater.com, and Save Cash coming into view.
Okay, so Boat Floater has passed them for 4th. And let's see if Speed Marine is still in 3rd.
El Bandido Yankee Tequila, co-founded by Chris Chelios, the great
hockey player. Yep.
Chicago Blackhawk. So El Bandido through number 5.
Yep.
5 of 8 here today. Overhead again. And nice to have clean water in front of you with an 8-second lead over XINSURANCE Statement Marine and 15 over Speed Marine. It's El Bandido Yankee Tequila leading here in Clearwater today at the XINSURANCE Nationals.
Yeah, I think they kind of wanted to make a statement like this.
Just on the bottom of the screen there, we saw GC coming through, continuing to lead, but good shot of Nick Buis and JJ Turk. Their friendship and camaraderie leading them to what we think is going to be a national championship this year in WPRA. As we see the GC Racing boat coming around boatfloater.com. Willie and Grant coasting here today, leading from start to finish. 8 seconds in front of Meade Family Racing, now 19 in front of Jackhammer. And they turn that last lap at just a shade under 114 miles an hour, so they continue to just run that boat strong. Just 3.5 laps to go to finish up factory stock racing. Watching the 29 Extreme hop. A lot of chop in these turns. I mean, we really saw some serious chop in the turns yesterday in the smaller bracketed class boats.
The 700 class boats were getting tossed around pretty good.
This is the north end of the course. It's a 5-mile course. The long clip, paper clip. Back to our leaders.
El Bandido Tequila.
They can call this their home waters.
Yep, both from Newport Richey.
Amazing where they are now from where they started.
Yeah, and I think it looked to me like Stephen Furman's got his kids here this weekend.
A couple of great guys, just fun to hang out with them. All these guys in the mod class really enjoy sitting and talking with them. Come from different parts of the country, very competitive.
Yeah.
As we watch the rest of the podium right now, as it stands, second
if you look at these deck lines,
Speed Marine.
Look at these deck lines and these deck designs and how much aerodynamics has come into play with this class.
And the two boats, here you're seeing the most recent additions to LSP Power boats out of Arnold, Maryland.
When they built this boat, El Bandido Tequila, before they put the deck on it, they just measured just how close they could be to the headers in the engine compartment. I mean, it doesn't clear by much.
We just saw GC Racing coming back through. We'll get you an update there in a moment. Back to El Bandido, who leads in Mod V, followed by XINSURANCE and Speed Marine. 8 seconds, 13 seconds span there as you see the GC Racing boat now getting back through that pack for the second time. And again, holding their lap speed at about 114 miles an hour. Just another day in the cockpit for Willie and Grant after winning yesterday in Pro Class 1. Back to our number 2 boat in Mod V. See the difference in speed, the big wide tunnel catamarans, and now looking down the tunnel of GC Racing there for a moment, but just going right past the V bottom was Meade Family Racing, and compressing that air down the tunnel.
They're
these
not
tunnels,
that far behind Meade Family Racing.
They're really not. It's 8 seconds off the pace. GC Racing taking the north turn.
I'd say this is a pretty good debut for Caleb on the throttles.
So 1 lap left for the factory stock boats. That's what we're hearing from race control. We'll confirm that momentarily. As you can see, the Mod V boats in chase now, and Meade Family Racing in the mix there as well.
Yeah,
but there's your overall leader, GC Racing.
They'll get out of this boat, go get ready, and climb into the Pro Class 1 boat for the final race of the weekend.
That's right.
So probably when they get out of this boat, they're going right in the trailer into the air conditioning. Get hydrated. Well, let's see if we see a flag when they go past the start boat here, or the finish boat, rather.
Willie Cabeza and Grant Bruggerman from Grant Signature Racing, Bradenton, Florida, in the cockpit.
Yep,
And
checkered
there's your
flag.
checkered flag and your winner in factory stock 500, the Marine Technologies GC Racing Team.
2 for 2 on the weekend.
And that should wrap up a WPRA National Championship for that team. Second place will go to Me Family Racing, I believe, and there's Jackhammer, the third place boat, going around your leader in Mod V. So Jackhammer will take third. They'll finish 17 seconds off the pace of our leader GC. Me Family Racing takes second, and they were 8 seconds off the lead in second place. Beautiful livery of the MTI hull. MTI took great strides with Randy Sism's daughter Taylor to build this class. With John Tomlinson, she teamed up and finally built the class to where it became a recognized national class. And now in Key West, we're expecting the largest turnout of factory stock boats ever to hit the water in the southernmost city. Back to Mod V Racing and our third place boat, Speed Marine. So Willie and Grant kept it pretty much right there at that 112, 118. These are all unofficial time results for you. Right here from our broadcast center.
Camera 2.
Back to Speed Marine. These guys came on the scene out of New Jersey. Quite a storm last year. We saw them for the first time at Ocean City, and they lit it up.
Yeah, and they do a lot of custom fabricated parts for this boat, and they built some parts for the NMB RV guys as well in their 29 Extreme. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with in this class.
Yeah, something came up with them. We'll have to find out from them, but they fell off the pace after leading earlier. And there's El Bandido has taken the checkered flag in Mod V here today. So we have finishes in both classes, as GC will take the checkered flag. As you can see, it's breezing up a little bit. We're starting to see some white capping going on here in Clearwater. You can see the ruffling of the tops in some of the boats in the spectator fleet. And it was supposed to kick up to, you know, out of the north at about 10 at some point. But a great day again. This is another one like yesterday after winning the first Pro Class 1 race in their 482 MTI 1100 horsepower QC4V twin turbocharged engine Pro Class 1 boat. Now to factory stock, where they win today here on this Sunday, and that should wrap up a national championship for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can make it a perfect weekend, but no pressure.
Winds looks like they have come up out of the north a bit here. Somewhere in the 10-mile-an-hour or less range, as El Bandido will take their checkered flag.
That's the one thing with those slope deck lines. It's easy to slide off on these little narrow V-bottoms, so they're not going to. I think that's Steve Miklos out on the deck, smart, holding onto that center rail.
These are tight cockpits too.
Yes.
I mean, especially Steve's. They have custom-built seats in there. They designed and had built themselves. And there's Steve on his knees with a victory fist to the sky after just a few weeks ago.
They were to the sky.
They were to the sky. A scary cannonball through, just a corkscrew.
Yeah.
The boat did 2 complete turnarounds before landing upright.
They're going to lose that flag off the end of the stick if they're not careful. That wind is picking up. Look at that.
Yeah. So Steve Furman back into the boat. Steve Miklos with the win, and they have to feel good about their fortunes moving into the World Championship phase of their season.
Oh yeah, this was the classic case of you got to get back on the horse after it bucks you. And they got bucked pretty good.
Oh, no
But
doubt.
Now they,
The crazy story is when the SSR rescue team got into the boat with him, he wanted to continue racing. And they're like, we don't think that that's a good.
that's not recommended.
What did he say? They asked him where he's from, and he said Spain. And he was just joking.
Oh.
But it wasn't a good time to joke, Steve.
No.
But Steve's a jokester, and we know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably didn't go over too well.
Yep. There they are. Winners in Mod V.
Oh,
Fun racing today. Here's
got the cool suit
jackhammer
on. You
got
see
the
all those
inside
little
lane.
hoses running
and
through
as
that.
we get back to some
Meat.
action from what we just saw in Mod V and factory stock. Early, the Meat Family Racing team and GC Racing side by side here.
Dueling MTIs.
And then the start of the Mod V, as you saw, Speed Marine got out to the early lead, and they were being challenged by.
But look at where El Bandido had to come from, all the way outside in lane. Right, they were probably the fifth.
In lane 5, yeah.
Yeah. So that just makes it even more impressive that they caught up that quickly, and then.
Yep, Speed Marine with the early lead and speed.
Looks like a new sponsor on the side of the boat there. I'm not sure
Freedom.
what Freedom is, but
You see the GC racing boat coming around the first time. They lapped the field a couple. Of course, you're talking about a 125-mile boat there, a big catamaran, and a 95-mile V-bottom.
But there's the move. There's the inside move where El Bandido. That was initially, I think, where they took second, because I think Speed. Oh no, this is where both boats. It looked like they got a little wild, but El Bandido came out of it better.
Yep.
But GC Racing, I mean, they looked like this all day.
All day.
So the boat was balanced perfectly. I mean, the brain trust setting up that boat: Milton Califel, Randy Sissom, Grant Bruggeman. You know, it's a pretty good collection of experienced people there.
Get the checkered flag and win today's factory stock 500 race. And then, of course, the Manatee Marine boat, higher in speed, got around El Bandido there, but it was El Bandido's day in Mod V.
And here's GC Racing in their day, and
Willie and Grant victorious with the checkered flag. Meat Family Racing takes second. XINSURANCE Statement Marine.
Kelly Bruggeman
takes
told
the
me
win.
yesterday she lost her voice, so
Did
today
she?
it must be gone.
Yeah, she must. And Jackhammer took third, and then your winners in the Mod V, El Bandido, Yankee Tequila, XINSURANCE second, Speed Marine third, and Miklos and Furman with the checkered flag. And so that race is in the books.
Being somewhat follically challenged, I got to admire Stephen Furman's son's mullet. That's a good haircut for that age.